Hello Mark, my name is Tinson. My student number is 56. I'm a freshman in NCUE. Linda Liukas, a delightful way to teach kids about computers. Code is the next universal language. In the 70s, it was punk music that drove the whole generation. In the 80s, it was probably money. But for my generation of people, software is the interface to our imagination and our world. And that means that we need a radical, more diverse set of people to build those products, to not see computer as mechanical and lonely and boring and music, to see them as things that they can tinker and turn around and trees and so forth. My personal journey into the world of programming and technology started at the tender age of 14. I had this mad teenager crush on an older man, and the older man in question just happened to be the then Vice President of the United States, Mr. All Girls. And I did what every single teenage girl would want to do. I want to somehow express all of this love. So I built him a website. It's over here. And in 2001, there was no Tumblr, there was no Facebook, there was no Pinterest. So I need to learn to code in order to express all of this longer and loving. And that is how programming started for me. It started as a means of self-expression. Just like I was smaller, I was in crayon and Legos. And when I was older, I would use guitar lessons and theater plays. But then, there were other things to get excited about, like poetry or knitting sock and conjugating. And conjugating French irregular verbs and coming up with make-believe words. And Brian Roxor and his philosophy. And I start to be one of those people who feel that computers are boring and technical and lonely. Here's what I think today. Little girls don't know that they are not supposed to like computers. Little girls are amazing. They are really good at concentrating on things and begin exact and they ask amazing questions like what and why and how and what if. And they don't know that they are not supposed to like computers. It's the parents who do. It's youth parents who feel like computer science is esoteric. Real science discipline that only belong to the mystery makers. That is almost as far removed from everyday life as, say, nuclear physics. And they are partly right about that. There's a lot of syntax and control and data structure and algorithms and practice and protocols and paradigms in programming. And we as a community, we have made computers smaller and smaller. We have built layer and layer of abstraction on top of each other between the man and the machine to the point that we no longer have any idea how computers work or how to talk to them. And we do teach our kids how the human body works. We teach them how the combustion engine functions, and we even tell them that if you want to really be an astronaut, you can become one. But when the kid come to us and asks, so, what is bubble sort algorithms? Or how does the computer know what happened when I press play? How does it know each video is to show? Oh, Linda, is internet a place? We adults grow utterly silence. It's a measure. Some of us say it's too complicated, the other says. Well, it's neither. It's not magic and it's not complicated. It all just happened really fast. Computer scientists built these amazing, beautiful machines, but they made them very foreign to us and lost and also the language we speak to the computers, so that we don't know how to speak to the computers anymore without our fancy user interface. And that's why no one recognized that when I was conjugating French irregular verbs, I was actually practicing my pattern recognition skills. And when I was excited about knitting, I actually was following a secret of symbolic commands that include loops inside of them, and let brain rock so lifelong quiz to find an exact language between English and mathematics find its home inside a computer. I was a programmer, but no one knew it. The kids of today, they tap, strip, and pinch their way through the world. But unless we give them tools to build with computer, we are raising only consumer instead of creator. This word Christ led me to the little girl. Her name is Rubiet. She is 16 years old. She is completely fearless, imaginative, and a little bit bossy. And every time I would run into a problem in trying to teach myself programming, like what is object-oriented design or what is garbage collection, I would try to imagine how a 6-year-old little girl would explain the problems. And I wrote a book about her, and I illustrated it, and the scene Ruby taught me go like this. Ruby taught me that we are not supposed to be afraid of the bugs under your bed, and even the bits of the problem are a group of tiny problems stuck together. And Ruby also introduced me her friend, the colorful side of the internet culture. She has a friend like the snow leopard who is beautiful but doesn't want to play with other kids. And she has a friend like the green robot. They are really friendly but super messy. And she has a friend like Lynn the penguin who is really ruthless efficient, but somewhat hard to understand and idealistic foxes and so on. A Ruby's word, we learn technology through the play. And for instance, computers are really good at repeating stuff, so the way Ruby would teach loops goes like this. This is Ruby's favorite dance route. It goes crack, crack, stomp, stomp, crack, crack, and jump. And you learn counter roots by repeating that 4 times. And we learn while root by repeating the sequence when I am standing on one leg. And you learn until the roots by repeating that sequence until Mom get really mad. Laughter. And most of all, you learn that there are no ready answers. When coming with the curriculum for Ruby's word, I need to really ask the kids how they see the word and what kind of question they have, and I will organize play-texting section. I will start by showing the kids 3-4 pictures. I will show them a picture of a car, a grocery store, a dog, and a toilet. And I will ask which one of these do you think is a computer? and the kid will be very conservative and go. None of this is computer. I know what a computer is. It is that growing bug in front of which mom or dad spend way too much time. But then we will talk and we will discover that actually a car is a computer. It has a navigation system inside of it, and a dog might not be a computer, but it has a color, and the color might have a computer inside of it. And a grocery store, they have so many different kinds of computer, like the cashier system and the burglar alarms. And the kids, you know what? In Japan, toilets are computer, and they even hack who hack them after. And we go further, and I give them this little sticker with an all of button of land on land, and I tell the kids, today you have the magic ability to make anything in this room into a computer. And again, the kids go, sound really hard. I don't know the right answer for this. But I tell them, don't worry, your parents don't know the right answer either. They have just started to hear about this thing called the Internet of Things. But your kids, you are going to be the ones who are really going to live out in a world where everything is a computer. And then I have this little girl who came to me and took a bicycle lamp, and she said, the bicycle lamp, if it were a computer, it would change color. And I said, that's a really good idea. What else can it do? And she think, and she goes, if this bicycle lamp were a computer, we can go on a biking trip with my father, and we would sleep in a tent, and this biking lamp could also be a movie projector. And that's the moment I'm looking for. The moment when the kid realizes that the world is definitely not ready yet. That's a really awesome way of making the world more ready, is by building technology, and that each of us can be a part of that change. Final story. We also built a computer, and we got to know the both CPU and the help right and wrong. Let's help it remember things. And after we assembled our computer together, we also designed an application for it. And my favorite story is the little boy. He's 6 years old, and his favorite thing in the world is to be an astronomer. And the boy, he has this huge headphone on. And the boy, he has this huge headphone on, and he's completely immersed in his tiny paper computer, because you see, he built his own intergalactic planetary navigation application, and his father, the lone astronomer in a Martian orbit, is on the other side of the room, and the boy's important mission is to bring the father safely back to Earth. And these kids are going to have a promptly different views of the world, and the way we build it with technology. Finally, the more approachable, the more inclusive, and the more diverse we make the world of technology, the more colorful and better the world will look like. So, imagine with me for a moment a world where the story will tell about how things get made don't only include the 20-something years old Silicon Valley boys, but also the Kenya school girls and the Norway librarians. Imagine a world where the little undeveloped lands of tomorrow other loveland of tomorrow. We live in a permanent reality of ones and zeros. They grow up to be very optimistic and brag about technology. They embrace the power and the opportunity and the limitation of the world. A world of technology that is wonderful, whimsical, and a tiny ride. When I was a girl, I wanted to be a storyteller. I loved make-believe worlds, and my favorite thing to do was to wake up in the morning in the Mumana Valley. In the afternoons, I was roam around the Tatooine, and in the evenings, I would go to sleep in areas, and the programming turned out to be the perfection for me. I still create a world instead of stories. I do them with code. Programming gave me this amazing power to build my whole little universe with its own rules, and the paradigm and practice. Create something out of nothing with the pure power of logic. Thank you. Applause.